So I wanted to capture some of the steps to what's going to be kind of a major project. I'm taking this acoustic bass. It's an acoustic bass. We're going to change it, convert it into a fretless bass. Step one is remove all the frets. Most of them are already gone, but I thought I'd capture how I do it. Especially since I got a new tool about 6 months ago, before some of the viral troubles began. And I hadn't gotten a chance to use it. So to pull frets, you usually like to heat them up. So I'm just going to show you, try to, one-handed. I use a soldering iron just to heat the fret a little bit. Modern frets are often glued in, so this will soften any glue that might be there. Soften the wood a tiny bit in the metal. And then we take our fret puller. There we go. So it basically, I didn't get even to talk about it. The jaws slide under the fret, and so you just sort of pinch. You don't pull, and out the fret goes without damaging the fingerboard. So this is step one in a many-step project, and hopefully we'll capture more. So at this point, I'm doing tests with different saws to see how thinly I can slice this wood that's going to end up filling the fret slots that I just revealed. This is a Bridge City JS1 saw, very thin dovetail type saw. And we just cut a slice. So I'm now going to compare it to my Bad Axe Luthier saw. This too is a very thin blade, but certainly nothing nearly as thin at perhaps 22 or 23 thousandths to that Japanese saw. So let's see how this does. It's not quite as fine, but it's more aggressive and goes through the wood faster. There we have this cut. It's also pretty darn fine. So it really is very comparable, but perhaps a little faster. And I guess that's not a surprise, considering that the blade has a slightly wider curve. There goes this piece. Maybe the thinnest of the four now. I'm using a light oil on the saw blades, of course. By the way, as to the comparison between the two saws, I'm going to call it a tie. The Bad Axe traditional Western style saw, because it has less teeth per inch, cut faster, and it definitely cut faster. On the other hand, there was a real joy and smoothness to cutting with the Bridge City Japanese saw. So both of them had their strengths. So now that we've cut a bunch of small pieces with our saws, we have to thickness them. The fret slots where we removed the frets from are about 23 thousandths of an inch. So I have to thin this out quite a bit. You know, and since I'm a hand tool guy, I used a couple of small finger planes that I have. My favorite, little Bill Carter, a little Billy. This is beautiful for the job. And basically, I'm going to thin each one of these pieces to approximately This isn't the most efficient way, and most people will use some sort of a power tool or this plane takes a thicker cut, so I can take away more material with this plane. Not efficient, but you know, does the job. And I can use a little Billy. This is a boxwood plane with a very tight mouth, so it's ideal for this sort of task. It'll take me a few minutes to get this piece of wood down to the thickness that I want it, and then we'll move to the next. So at this point, the frets are filled, and the fingerboard has been leveled, sanded. There's probably still some cosmetic touch-up work to do, but we basically have a smooth fingerboard with the frets filled in. So after a little bit more touch-up work, we're on to working on the nut in the saddle. So here we have what we hope is the final result. I filled and refilled the slots. Pretty much dead smooth now. I put a little lemon oil on the board. So we should be ready.